Yo, 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 yo. How we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Ali the Prodigy, and I'm back with another episode of A Ali. This is a beautiful Tuesday evening, and I'm chilling in my Discord currently, and I'm chilling with the chat, with the Prodigy chat. We're just talking. I appreciate the freaking love that you guys have shown earlier for just basically they're trying to bring me to a 24-hour stream, and I'm not having it personally, but that's besides the point. The question of today's episode for Ali, episode 13, can't believe we're almost there. Episode 20 is going to be the end of the season. Episode 13, it's going to be, is technology making us antisocial? Now, I kind of touched on this when we talked about the whole communication thing, but I kind of want to delve into this as it pertains to actually having technology. So, with the onset of the internet, it has been argued that our excessive use of this force of technology has caused us to become a lot more antisocial, because we seem to connect more with our phones than we do with other people nowadays. And I gotta say that I partly do agree in a certain sense. What I mean by that is this. We have to define what we mean by being social. Now, we could go with the old textbook, with a textbook definition of being social, which is, hold on, let me actually Google this so I get my facts right. Social definition: relating to society or its organization, an informal social gathering, especially one organized by the members of a particular club or group. So, one thing that I do want to point out about this is that, yes, being social requires that there be more than one person in said party, but also we got to keep in mind that in none of these textbook definitions of being social does it actually require you to be face to face with people. In fact, all it actually means to be social, all that actually means is to relate to a society or its organization, or an informal social gathering, especially one organized by the members of a particular club or group. So a social gathering is being social, whether that be in person, over the phone, or on Twitter. So this is my argument here. I would like to say that technology has not made us antisocial, but in fact, I feel that technology has made us social in a different context of the word, meaning we can be social in a different way. The same way that we aren't social in the same way we were 1,000 years ago, we aren't social the same way we were 30 years ago, before the internet. The way that we evolve as a society, a social society, always changes, and it always will change. 50 years from now, there'll be something else. 100 years from now, there'll be something else. But the need for us to interact with each other at some level is always going to be there, and that's only going to be accelerated with the advancement of technology. So that's my position on it, honestly. I feel that it isn't making us antisocial, but it definitely is allowing us to be social in a different context. And just because it's in a different context doesn't mean that it's necessarily a bad thing. That's one of the things that I guess the last generation, the generation before the information generation, is always said is that, oh, these damn millennials, all they know how to do is type on their computers and voice chat and video chat, but they don't like talking in person. And that's not necessarily true. Just because I spend a lot of time on this thing right here doesn't mean I don't know how to talk to somebody in person. But what it does, I guess, bring up to question is, how good are you at it? Because before, there wasn't an option to not talk to somebody in real life. There was the option of calling them on the phone or sending them an actual letter in the mail if you couldn't do it. But now I could just press a couple buttons on this tablet here and bring up somebody that's a close friend face to face against a glass mirror, a black mirror. Shout out to Black Mirror. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is our capability and our need to be social has not changed whatsoever. We are no more less willing to communicate with one another because of technology. And yeah, that's honestly all that I have to say on the matter. I am curious to know if there's anybody here that disagrees with me, but as always, I am always open to your thoughts on this. I'm going to go ahead and hop into the Discord where you guys can become a part of the show. Please hop on in and let me know what you think. And I really hope that someone brings up Black Mirror, because that show actually does a really solid job at displaying technology and humanity. And so yeah, it's a beautiful ass show. You guys should check it out. It's on Netflix. Anyways, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and undeafen myself, and I'm gonna drag Mad Muzz into the discussion. All right. Hello, Mad Muzz. How are we doing today? You are on the A Ali Show, episode 13. Is technology making us more antisocial? Oh, wait a minute. This man is muted. Why? Hello? Can you hear me? Foxy, can you hear this man? Huh. It looks like you guys are both talking and I can't hear you. Hello? This is weird. Hold on, let me get my sound checked real quick. Or my volume. Because it looks like you guys are talking, but I don't hear anything.
Hold on a second.
Ah, there we go. Hello?
Hello?
Yo!
There we go. What is good, y'all?
Not much, man.
I had to freaking turn you up in the mixer. It was all the way down. Discord was.
Wow.
I don't know why I didn't do it.
You know what that means?
All right. She hit me with the L. I'm gonna play some Ave Maria for the one time. There it is.
All right, have fun.
All right, yo. Let me just bless. Okay, there we go.
All good?
Oh, my godly voice. All right, hello.
Yo, man.
Yo, how you doing, man? Welcome.
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man.
By the way, I just want to give you some love real quick. Guys, this man here threw out so many subs to people in chat. Like, I'm sure that half the people in chat that are subbed right now is because of Mad Muzz. So can we just give this man a quick round of freaking, like, applause real quick?
No, man. You don't want to do that.
Listen. This man is awesome, and I appreciate the freaking support. And I appreciate you believing in me, period, my guy. All right?
So good, man.
Stop, you go in. God, bitch. Look at bastard. Let me stop. All right.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
You're ready? All right. I'm going to put the timer at 5 minutes. And on 3, 2, 1, go. What is your answer? What you got for me?
All right, so is technology making us antisocial? Partially yes, partially no. It's easier for us to connect throughout, like, around the world to other people through technology, but at the same time, the more and more technology advances, the more and more people will choose to rather stay at home and use technology to do everything they need. You know, nowadays people they don't even have to go out shopping. They can just, like, order online what they want, and a truck will come and deliver their shopping to them. They don't even have to go away from their house. And stuff like, even if they go to the shops, there's self-service, you know, you just go check out, you don't have to talk to anyone. For, like, yes, to some parts, people don't necessarily need to socialize with random people every day when they're doing their everyday tasks. Of course not. But, like, they might have friends or whatever. But for young people who are growing up with all these new technologies that are making life easier and easier, and, you know, you don't have to even leave your house and stuff, it's sort of, if they're not, like, brought up right, or if the parents don't teach them the proper way, they can be very, like, antisocial. Like, if they try to go out, they have no idea how to interact with people. They don't know how to react to some conversations. They don't know how to handle a situation, because all they've been doing is talking through a machine or texting. And I think that's the main problem, is like, especially when texting and stuff, sometimes you don't know what people are trying to say through words. Like, you don't know the tone of the voice. They don't know what they're trying to say. Like, if they, it's a lot harder. Like, if you talk over the phone, that's fine. Talking voice to voice, you can hear them. You can hear the tone of voice.
You can hear the inflections, all the nuances.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I've built a relationship. My best friend, I've built a relationship from just meeting him over a video game. So I've talked to him. That was my relationship with him for like many years. Talking, and that was like, emotional. I think it made it stronger, because we never saw each other face to face, but we talked to each other. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think just technology, if it keeps going the way it is to making things more convenient for people, it's not going to be good for a percentage of people. I'm not saying all people will be affected by the fact that technology is advancing, but a lot of people are going to stay at home and just, I mean, a lot of movies have showed this, as well as what you said, Black Mirror. I've watched all of Black Mirror. I love it.
I love that show, dude.
And they bring up so many good points about it in all the episodes. But I mean, there's they've got, you can talk to a robot to do everything for you. You don't even have to get up to do anything. You can be like, oh, can you search this, or oh, can you call this person? You just sit there and a robot does it for you. And even with relationships, people have chosen to have more of a relationship with they have like a sex doll nowadays.
I can't wait to I can't wait to talk about that.
It's true, because the more advancement, you don't even have to interact. I mean, if they choose just to have the pleasure with a robot, it's like, well, you don't need to even interact with anyone. You have the pleasure there. You have your conveniences, and that's what a lot of movies and stuff like this has showed before. It's like people just has the technology that replaces all human interaction. So yeah, I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying it could be bad depending how much it advances. And from what we're seeing nowadays, I feel like it's gonna come to a point where it's like we probably won't even need to leave our houses anymore. So
here's well, okay. Are you done, or do you want me to go
ahead?
Man. All right. So I'm gonna go in real quick. Here we go. You ready? So first of all, I like the point that you made about technology basically removing the middleman over and over and over and over again. And it's always been that way. You know what I mean? Like, technology, that's literally what the essence of what that's the essence of what technology does. Is its nature is to make things more efficient by removing the degrees of people that need to go through it in order for something to happen. For example, if you wanted to send a message to somebody in Thailand back in the day, you had to write a letter on a piece of paper, put a stamp on that piece of paper, put it in an envelope, send it out to a post office. At that post office, it would be processed, it would be sent over a plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this shit, it'd take like a week to get there. But now I can literally type in a number, or even thanks to social media, I can just type in a name on a channel. We'll call this channel Facebook. And now I can send a message directly to the person instantaneously at the speed of light.
Yeah.
That alone... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, and even now, we're doing it right now. I live in Australia, you live in America. That's across the world, and we're talking to each other effortlessly, like,
in real time.
Yeah, exactly.
And not only that, but we're broadcasting this conversation to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody that's watching this, that's like tuned in, can watch this conversation happen in real time with two people that are completely across the planet from each other. Does this feel antisocial to you?
No. So this is my last point. So the time is running out. So my closing statement is there is a lot of aspects that technology helps us. Like this, for instance, is amazing. Like I would have never met you if it wasn't for this technology sort of thing, you know. So this stuff is amazing. Like to be able to connect with people around the world and to meet people you would have never met if you didn't have this sort of technology.
Yep.
Instead of staying in your little bubble in your own country. But like, so in an aspect, like technology is good to advance our ability to for health, for for hospitals to be able to help people more, to go to space, all these sort of things that has helped humanity. I'm totally for. But when it comes to when you start replacing human interaction with technology, I think that's a slope you go down that might be dangerous. And when you start bringing robots they can just talk to rather than just talking to a person, then it's like that's when I think it's getting a bit too much. So,
question, real quick, I gotta ask you this. So, we know that I'd say maybe a few years ago, there was a point in time where our grandparents maybe, or maybe even some of our parents have said, these damn phones, these damn computers, it's going too far. It's making us not appreciate the real, the quote unquote real things in life, right? But yet, does your mom, does your dad, does even your grandparents have a phone or use their computer?
Yeah. So
and check this out. There's going to be a point, right, where like this is how it always is with technology. You either use it or you lose it. So if you're not with it, you're going to be left behind. To be real, Yeah. And if you didn't have a car, you couldn't do shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So when robots eventually become a household thing, like every house has a robot, if you don't have a robot, you will actually be handicapped in the new world. You know what I'm saying? You will be literally fucking yourself over if you don't keep up with this stuff, because the world moves forward. You know what I mean? And I don't know, like, it's one thing to say if it's good or not, but it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like it happens regardless. So do you think technology will like doom us to extinction in the end? Like, do you think this will all lead down a road of really shitty things? Or do you think that maybe this is actually something really good that we have no idea about yet?
From the world we live in now, I'm going to personally say that's a hard question. I'm just going to say 50-50. Like, I can't say where it's going to go. I'll leave with this. A good example, the movie I, Robot. You remember that one?
That's exactly the movie that I was talking about.
Will Smith, when he was drowning in his car and a little girl was drowning, the robot chose to pick him. Technology chose to pick him because he had a higher chance of surviving.
Dude, I'm telling you, wasn't that really interesting? And he had no idea the whole time either.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Robots may be programmed by us to do certain things or even become, firefighters or whatever to save lives, but will they have this same human response to try to save someone younger than someone who might have a high chance?
All right.
I don't know. It's
no, I feel
crazy
it.
Stuff.
It's stuff that you can't really answer right now, but there will be an answer eventually. You know what I mean?
We haven't come that far yet. We're not to that stage yet.
All right.
But we're
well,
close.
Clean, man. You said your closing words, right? You Gucci?
I'm good, mate.
All right. Well, cool. Thank you for calling in, man. I appreciate you. As always, my guy, I hope you have a lovely ass day. And thank you for coming, man. Appreciate
I'm
you.
good, man. I'll catch you later.
All right. Deuces. Yes. Mad Muzz brought up a really good point. So for those of you that are just now coming in, thank you for dropping by. But basically, I really do agree with the whole concept of that that technology does remove the middleman over and over. But what's really interesting to me is the fact that when technology grows, so does the need for jobs that allow technology to grow. You know, people transition from doing assembly line work to doing computerized work, which is like really interesting to me, because like I was at my job today thinking about this, and I was like, yo, if I was born in the maybe 30-40 years ago, I'd be probably working an assembly line. I'd be doing some kind of factory job. But right now I'm at a computer making video games. But actually, kind of, what is the difference? We're still doing work at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to this requires me to do something. You know what I mean? Regardless of how far along we are in technology, the farther we get in technology, the more we're gonna have to work together to make this shit work. And so, yeah, that's one of the things that I really wanted to touch on, was the fact that it's really, I don't know, it's just a really dope thing. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and go on to the next caller, Apollo Cosmic. Apollo Cosmic, what is good? Welcome to the show. Episode 13 is technology making us more antisocial. How you doing?
Let's get
Let's get it. Let me stop. So you already know how it goes. I'm gonna give you the 5-minute timer. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to roll?
Just look at the charts from 5 to 5.
Hey, okay, cool.
I don't even know, but anyways,
I got you going. What's up? Tell me what you got.
So I believe that with technology. Question. I know it's technology. Is it antisocial? Oh yeah. Is it making us antisocial? I think it's a yes and no. I feel like in a lot of ways, technology is taking away some of like the key things in socializing, such as like communicating like problems and differences amongst people.
Okay.
What I mean by this is like people, I feel like people nowadays, they may have an issue with somebody or something, but they won't talk it out. Instead, they'll turn to like social media and express it via that, and so it won't be directly to the thing that they may be having an issue with, or the person they may be having an issue with. So it's like the fixing a problem necessarily. They're just kind of like acknowledging something is wrong, but they're not doing the action of like socializing with the person they're having the problem with.
So instead they're sending subtweets. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
I see.
Basically.
So direct confrontation?
Yeah, like direct confrontation. But there are like, again, positives with technology, you know, and making people antisocial. It's making people more social in the sense that it's like what Muzz said earlier, Mad Muzz said earlier, you and I are like in the US, so it's like, you know, we're able to communicate from like, you're in one part of the US, I'm in a different part, and so it's like it helps bring people with similar ideologies.
Hello, thank you for the follow.
That
I appreciate it.
wouldn't be able
Thank
to
you.
interact before. And on top of that, there's more of like we're able to like identify like certain like groups. It's easier to find groups with similar mindsets because with the use of technology.
So you think it's a lot easier for us to, like, one of the words that have been used to describe it is tribalism? How do you feel about that? Do you think it's a lot easier to become tribalistic? So here, I'll give you a textbook definition of it because I don't want to screw this up. All right. So tribalism definition: the state or fact of being organized in a tribe or tribes, or the behavior and attitudes that stem from strong loyalty to one's own tribe or social group. Meaning, let's say that an act of tribalism would be to associate with, I guess, the Democratic Party simply because they're Democratic, or your favorite sports team and associating with them simply because they're your favorite sport, and taking on all the ideals of said sport team. You know what I'm saying? like tribalism, like becoming not an individual but just group identity.
I mean, high school.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the example. That's a perfect example. Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So, restate the question about tribalism.
So, do you think technology makes it easier for us to be tribalistic? I want you to really think about this one too.
You need the deep questions, and that's what I like. Gets my brain going.
Hey, let me stop. I asked a really good
I
one.
think anything that's positive and anything that's negative has to have the opposite of each other. So I think yes and no. I think it's easier for people to be more tribalistic because if you're in a bunch of people have similar ideas and you're not really with it, say something like, for example, people see something online and they have a negative view on it, but you have the ability to see from that person's point of view. So you don't share the same view as the other 20 people against it. However, it's 1 versus 20 people, and nobody really wants to fight 1 versus 20 people.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna like
Conform.
You're gonna look at it and can kind of conform, just like basically. But at the same time, you want to say something? I heard you gasp.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening. My brain is just working all the time.
So for the other half of it, I feel like those create individuality because when you have like spaces like your Discord, you should everybody should join it, by the way.
Hey, shout out to Discord.
No, but when you have people like in your Discord, for example, who have different ideologies, but similar ideologies, I should say, but have the different experiences, they're all able to like give different points of views, but they can also see it from your point of view. So it's like you can be an individual with your own idea and take on something, as well as being able to understand other people's points of views without having to conform.
Yeah. That's basically where I go. Like, for me personally, man, I'm the type of person that just sticks with ideals that actually make sense and that serve me well. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it doesn't make sense to just believe something simply because I'm told that I should, you know? I hate that. I hate
like
that.
kind of like with religion.
Oh, yes.
Where it's like, because that's kind of like a big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe in this, and it's because we're in this household and we've always been raised with this type of religion. You can't really worship other religions. It usually be like that.
And this
goes
like, sorry, go ahead.
Like, these other religions have more core beliefs or values that I kind of generalize with. So maybe I want to be with this one, but because of the household, you're kind of forced to be with this one, or just like, some people don't want to even be a part of a religion. So it's like you're either forced to stick with that just because of your household and not be able to like really choose.
Yep. I like it. Okay. Yeah, you hit that one on the head. I was just going to say that like, I guess like my whole stance on this type of thing is like, it's very easy to form tribes. Yes, it's very easy to become social, but it's the two extremes thing. There's always gonna, if there's one really good thing happening, there's also a really bad thing that can be happening at the same time. So it all comes down to how you temper that. And you just got to make sure that you're constantly checking yourself and what you align with. That's kind of just my 2 cents on that, But yeah, that's basically it. Do you have any closing words?
My boy Kenna, you already know, drink your water. That's all I gotta say.
I forgot my water in the other room. I'm terrible.
I mean, what is you doing?
I know.
Don't be dehydrated on stream.
I know. I need to stay hydrated. Fucking up. But yeah.
That water.
Stop. All right. Well, thank you for calling in, man. I appreciate you as always. Thank you, man. You are part of the show. You're what makes this show dope. So appreciate you, yo.
You know, it's Apollo Cosmic for AC. Got to keep it cool. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look at you. All right. I see you, boy. All right, son. I will catch you later. Have a good ass night, and I see you on another one. All right,
Bye-bye.
fam. He said bye-bye. All right. Yeah. I think this was, I don't know. I just like thinking about this kind of stuff because I think one of the biggest things that I wonder about when it comes to technology and us as social creatures is like, what's the next step after the internet? And I think deep down I do know what the next step is going to be. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, straight up. The next big thing besides this internet thing we got going on is going to be us directly communicating through our minds. I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. Like, we're gonna be able to communicate without actually having to open our mouths. That's gonna be the next step. For real. The Kenanet? Oh my gosh, stop. But yeah, I'm telling you, hey, look. Listen, I'll tell you the technology that they have developing right now. I can link you, but I'm telling you right now, it's probably gonna fuck you up. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead to Xylo Apache in the Discord. Xylo Apache. How are you doing today? And welcome to the show. You are shown as muted right now, so I hope that you can actually hear me and talk back. If not, that would make me extremely sad. So Xylo Apache, if you can hear me. Oh,
hello.
Hey, there you go. Okay. Hello, welcome.
Okay, what's up?
Wait, hello?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Sorry. So you're new, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So basically how it goes with the show is I start a timer, 5 minutes. You can say literally whatever comes to your mind. Give your honest opinion. At least try to stay on topic if you can, but I know sometimes I get out of topic too. So here we go. You ready?
Okay, bet.
Hey, before you start, make sure you mute the audio.
Mute the audio of the stream too. So it's not like I'm in the background.
Okay.
You good?
Sure. All right. So basically, I'm gonna keep this short and simple because I don't have much to say. But I'm gonna say like it's 50-50. Like, and it also depends on how people use technology, if that makes sense. So this is what I'm gonna say. I think as a whole, like specifically when it comes to internet wise and like social media, I think people have found a safe space in communicating with people, but only behind a screen. And like, it's harder. I know for me, like it's harder to speak with people in person because I have this safe spot behind the screen where I can speak. I could be best friends with somebody behind the screen, but when it's in person, they act totally different because you're not actually getting that actual connection. You're only speaking through words, through like typing, or like even if you on the phone or like through FaceTime, it's still not face to face. It's still not in person, and you still don't get the same. You don't get energies through internet. You don't get energies through technology. And it's like, yeah. So like, it's one, it depends on how you use technology, because you could definitely be a social person and use technology. Like right now, like we're talking through this thing and we're being social, but at the same time, you know, I could get a totally different vibe in person. So I don't know. I think it's like you can be social, but at the same time, it could be very awkward in person if that's all you depend on in order to speak with other people is technology. But that's just me.
Okay. Do you want me to, like, I want to make sure that you got everything that you wanted out of the way so I can, like, you know, ask you some follow-up questions because you brought up some really good points. Are you ready for this?
I guess.
All right. So, first question here. Have you encountered more people that are awkward in person than not? Meaning, like, have you made like quite a few friends online, and then for the most part, they're not as good as they should be in person?
Yeah, most definitely. I think I've met people that have held themselves to a certain type of image to keep up like online or whatever, and then you notice that in person they're trying to act like that, or like they're trying to portray that, but you know that's not really who they are. And like I don't like, they have some type of, okay, so say you got like 25K followers or whatever, and so you know on Instagram or Twitter they act like they're the shit, you know, like they act like they're just famous, all that stuff. But then when you meet them in person,
They're like,
they could barely, yeah, you know, they act like they can't even speak a sentence, you know? It's like some people, I guess, you know, take it to their heads and they forget how to actually interact with people because all they have to do is like a comment or respond to a comment. And that's their little interaction for the day, and they're good. So.
Okay. So here's my next question for you then. Do you feel that this is because of technology that they're the way they are, or that's how they always have been and they use technology to hide it?
That's a good question.
Because
see, I think
that's one of the things that I've always kind of questioned. It's like when people are saying, you know, like the computer makes you antisocial. I'm like, well, what if they're antisocial to begin with? You know what I mean?
That's a good question. That's why I say like it depends on like who uses it or how it's used, you know? Because I feel like overall, yeah, you could be antisocial before technology, but like if you grow up in that type of environment, if you're never, you know, forced or pushed into speaking with other people or whatever, then you're gonna be antisocial regardless. But like now, since we have technology, there's no need to, you know, like express yourself like in person. I mean, you could just send a tweet, you know? You could send a tweet, post a picture, and people are like, yeah, I feel you totally. And you're like, okay, cool, because I didn't feel like going outside and like talking to somebody. They just filled me off of here, you know?
Oh shit. No, I feel you. I'm trying to there was one other follow-up question that I was gonna ask, but I completely forgot about it.
It'd be like that.
It does be like that. I'm dead.
I'm dead.
But hey, do you have any closing words for the chat here today? Anything that you wanna let them know?
I mean, I guess I would encourage people to reach out to other people like outside of technology. Like, yeah, hit them up on the phone to be like, hey, let's hang out, you know? Because it's really, people's energies are important, bro. Like, you can really feel that. And so like when you actually have a connection with somebody outside of the internet, outside of calling them or whatever, like you can actually connect with them on like a face-to-face type of level, it's beautiful, and I want people to actually experience that. So like go for like, don't force yourself, but like go challenge yourself, go do something different with somebody that you really want to like hang out with or something. Do that. Or
can we say go
defeat
yourself?
Looking at
yes, yo, I gotta hit you with the DJ horns for that, man. We out here defeating ourselves today. Well, hey, listen. Thank you for calling in, Xylo. I appreciate you. Muchas gracias.
De nada.
All right, so I'll holler at you later, okay?
Adios, mio.
All right. Catch you later. Adios. Goodbye. All right. Yeah. Great points brought up. Go out there. Put yourself out there. Talk to somebody. Maybe even talk to a stranger. It's kind of funny how we always told our kids to avoid strangers. Well, my parents always told us to avoid strangers, but yet now we have this thing called Uber where we literally get into the car of a stranger 24/7.
You know, there were taxis before Uber.
And there were taxis before Uber, but for some reason people trusted taxis more. That's really interesting. You could pull up in a fake taxi. All right, let me stop before I get crazy. Hey, where you trying to go? All right. So we got Mad Muzz, Fox, and H2O. Kenna, who was first, Fox or H2O?
Kenna was first.
Okay, so we're gonna go Mad Muzz, then Kenna, then Fox. All right, and then we'll close things off for tonight. So, Mad Muzz is coming up for round 2. Mad Muzz, what is good? Welcome to the show, the A. Ali Show, episode 13. Is technology causing us to be antisocial? You're in round 2. How are we doing today?
Oh man, I'm doing amazing. My brain's buzzing.
Your brain busting. You finna bust a brain.
My buzzing.
Bust a waddle. Let me stop.
Oh my god.
All right, you ready, fam?
No.
All right, perfect. What you got?
All right. So, Pale Green Rider and shout out to Pale, by the way. What's up, man? Anyway, he brought up VR, so VR gaming, that type of thing, virtual reality, and I have a PlayStation VR, and from my experience, that sort of thing is, I don't think it's antisocial as such, because you go in and you still talk to people, but now you're represented by an avatar that people see you control in some way. So that's a sort of social interaction that you can do from home. Some people might take it too far and only use that to interact and never leave the house.
Yo, all right, sorry. I'm going to bring up something. Don't let me forget. I'm going to bring up something concerning that. But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
No, I can bring them now. I just went blank. Okay.
All right, so I was going to say, all right, so VR. Let's talk about VR for a second. This one's really interesting to me because it presents the question of, okay, let's say that hypothetically we could handle everything that there is to handle from the comfort of our own rooms, from being in one place, being able to sit in one place and go everywhere, right? Let's say that that was theoretically possible. If that is possible, what makes you think that you are not in a similar state right now? For real. For real.
So you're talking about that whole we're in a simulation.
In a simulation. Listen real close, bro. Because when we talk about things like going too far, what does that actually mean? Right? If you go too far with VR, does that mean that you're literally sitting down and you're literally inside of an entirely new world? Well, if that was true, how would you distinguish that from reality at some point?
It can come to a point, I think, where some people would rather stay inside the VR than what we perceive as reality now. Like some people might want to be like, they go in and they prefer it because, like, for instance, I'll bring up Sword Art Online, right?
Bro, get ready for the question I'm gonna ask after this.
Yeah, man.
Just get ready.
I love that show. It's a great idea, and I think it's a cool idea for gaming. And as a gamer myself, it's a cool idea because it brings a new experience to. Because you are like, for gaming right now, you play as a character or whatever, but for that you are the character, you are the hero in that world. So if some people are addicted to that, they might want to stay in there and become the best of the best in that world, and basically leave their physical body behind and to go into their
So are you ready? My question for you is this. Let's say that the game world was way more appealing than the real world.
Yep.
How do you know that you didn't already make that decision?
Well, simply because this world sucks.
But compared to what? It might,
No,
because like check this out. When you're playing Dark Souls, that world sucks too. But it's a great game. It's a great fucking game. You know what I'm saying?
That's an amazing point, because now imagine that we are in a VR state right now, and the world is just a post-apocalyptic type situation.
Bro, it's like this, right? Imagine your life was just shitty and you wanted to start a new one. Step into a simulation, forget that anything ever happened, and start a new life.
Yeah.
From the ground up. Literally, look, this is what I think about every morning when I wake up. You want to know this? This is what I think about every morning when I wake up. I wonder if when I wake up, I'm just starting a simulation and all the shit that happened in the past is literally just preloaded memories that I basically tricked myself into believing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the truth is, how do you know that the past ever happened aside from what you tell yourself about it? I love the show.
We are talking about technology making us antisocial, not the simulation. We've done this already.
Yo, all I'm saying is the line between technology and social gets really blurred when you start getting more advanced in it. You know what I mean? The more advanced you get, the more you realize that it can have a tendency to make you feel this real sense of isolation. Like right now, I'm alone in my room. I'm alone as fuck right now. But yet, I'm surrounded by people.
Yeah.
Just not people that I can see. And that's crazy to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're chilling in chat right now. I can see them. You know what I mean? But I'm alone. But what does being alone actually mean now? You know what I'm saying? I have a dog. Am I still alone?
Jeez, man. It's too what? My brain.
This is stuff that I truly think about, man.
I'm sorry. Foxy's getting impatient. Timer went off. This is my second round. I'm taking up too much time.
But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up the whole VR thing. Like, it's a good point. Like, that's where it's coming.
I love the VR thing, man. I can't wait. We're gonna be so fucked, and it's gonna be amazing because we're gonna unfuck ourselves by starting the world over and forgetting about it. Yo.
I'll ask one last question, but I'm just gonna ask and leave.
Okay. You're gonna ask and just dip? All right.
Yeah, so someone else can feed off that. What happen if we're in VR constantly? What's happening to our physical body? Are we just being fed through? Like, is our body going to deteriorate to the point once we die in real life, then we die in VR? Like, is it just going to cease to stop? Like, how does that work? Like, are we just going to be fed through tubes?
You ever seen Inception?
Yeah. Never. I'm out. Bye.
All right. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you. Yo, that's how I see it. If we do enter a simulation, time doesn't mean shit anymore, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna go to Kenna and then Fox and then close things off. Kenna, how are you doing today? Welcome to the A. Ali Show, episode 13. Is technology making us more antisocial? This is the show where we question everything. How you doing today, my brother? I got a fart.
Bro!
I literally pulled it.
You're just like, here we are on the next episode. I'm gonna poop real quick.
I'm sorry. I knew nobody would hear it, but I had to let y'all know for the one time. I had to put it on record. I fart all the time on this show, bro. I fart all the time.
Yo, you getting your beans in?
Bro, yes. I'm just glad that
this dude eating beans.
I'm glad there's no smell-o-vision yet. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. Anyways, this isn't your first rodeo. Listen, boy.
We out here.
Yeah, you know.
So you about to answer the question? Yeah, you ready?
Yeah. How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't even real? But yeah. Let me know when you start that down.
And now, what you got?
Cool. So thinking in like the long terms effect, like of course people look at it now and as like it's very much like, yeah, we're being social, we're talking with each other on social media and stuff. Thinking about like how like isolated we are, just like, and how far that can go, and thinking about how in terms of like, I look at like Japanese culture and the state of Japan and how somewhat isolated they are, and they have a bunch of like technology, and it's just like thinking about how they can go to a cafe and rent a room where they can basically be in a like isolated box with just a computer, and like how what is it, the word that I'm looking for, disparity between like people dating in Japan is all skewed, where the young people don't choose to date and all that, because a lot of them would prefer to be in relationships with cartoons or anime girls or whatever you want to call it, video games, because it's easier and accessible to them. And thinking about what is easy and accessible to us is like, of course, when we go onto our computer, it's easy and accessible to hop into a Discord and talk to people, hop on Facebook, Instagram, like and share somebody else's thing.
Or find porn.
Yeah, that was the next one. Like,
I was waiting for you to mention it.
Yeah, I was like, you just go www.titties and there you go.
Titties. All right.
Yeah. www.tiddiel. Wait.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. Let me stop.
But yeah, it's just like the long term effects of like, would in a situation where it's like where if I had the reason to not go out, and like if my money was set and I didn't have to go out and interact with people, would you choose to just stay at home and like do your own thing, or would you have to like know that to go out and to meet people? Would that be a couple of your like, would that be built into your routine where you like, that'll be a thing like exercising, where people have to physically go to the gym or physically go to a bar? Like what would you have to do then? Is like, if you all you need to do is just stay at home, is that the choice? Is that the option? Would people take that option?
I have an
you can
answer
answer
for
that,
you.
but
So,
yeah.
check this out, right? You know what's crazy? I'm actually looking into investing in a home gym for myself, just because there's there's a bunch of space that I don't even have used, but I'm like, I'm paying a membership to go to the gym, but what if I just had my own? I would literally just be, it would be a lot more convenient. I'd be able to do a lot more stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'd be able to do it on my own time, which obviously brings me to the whole thing where it's like, that's gonna make me be at home more, but being at home makes me more efficient. I'm able to get a lot more done when I'm at home. I prefer to work at home. So it's like, honestly, if I had my way, I would have everything that I need in my crib. You know what I mean? Because it's just easier that way. And does that make it a bad thing? That's the question. Because the drawback of not having of having your own gym is not going to an actual gym and being around people that are working out or socializing potentially. And the same thing could be said with anything in your crib that saves you a trip to the store, like Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Imagine all our groceries being delivered to our house. Imagine everything being brought to us versus us having to go somewhere, right? Do you think that direction leads us to a society that's literally a bunch of isolated things in these little compartments called apartments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And whenever we see another person, it's like an actual event, like a grand event.
Yeah, like it kind of like gets like scheduled in where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna physically go out and meet somebody, or I'm gonna physically go out and like hang out with friends, and we're gonna make this a big thing because it happens like once every 2 weeks. It's not something that like you're stuck in your circumstance with. And then the quality of so it's like making us less social, and then what's the quality like of being with those people? I'll just wrap up with saying like thinking about how being antisocial can sometimes make events and talking to people more scripted. And it's like if we're more technology based possibly in the future, where it's like we'll think of like we walk into a store, hi, how are you? I want X, Y, and Z, $50 or how much money it is going to be, and then leaving. And then are all interactions with other people just going to become kind of like a scripted formula, kind of like transactions in a way where you're extracting like information or extracting time or extracting these different things. Or I kind of like thinking of it like would it turn into like a Knights of the Old Republic Mass Effect sort of thing where you kind of like you see that in your head where you're
options.
Like you have preloaded options, you have the funny remark, you have the good, you have the bad, you have the neutral, and it's like
because you need a script.
Yeah,
that's crazy. The AI starts thinking of better comebacks than you. Oh my gosh, imagine the roasting sessions, bro. Siri coming back with the flame. Let me stop.
Alexa, roast this man.
Boy, your head's so big.
Bro, you musty as hell.
Fuck out of here, boy.
Oh goodness.
You old rusty dusty looking ass.
Like, let me stop. But honestly, like, you're not wrong. I feel like that's low-key something that could possibly happen. The fact that we'd be given, you know, something would happen and we'd be given options through some kind of assistant, an AI assistant. And dude, have you seen the Google Assistant thing?
Yeah, bro. We were talking about this on another episode where it's like they can make calls for you. They reply to people's emails, and it's on some next level where it sounds like a person. Yeah, it's like what?
Oh my god!
Just thinking about like, yo, Google Assistant, talk to my girl because I'm trying to finna a cop right now. Like,
my boy said, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, listen. Like I said, man, I don't think it's gonna make us anti-social, but it's going to make us differently social.
Yeah, different. Like
we're just gonna be way different, man.
Because structured, way more like what is it? Computerized, I'd say. I can't find the right word.
Digitize. Let me stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel it, man. Digital monitor, let me stop. All right. Do you have any closing words?
Hostess with the mostest.
Definitely to keep that future from happening. I'm always like, that's a different timeline that could possibly happen. Definitely always make the extra effort to socialize, whether that is taking classes, taking like speech classes, like thinking about like how people don't know how to communicate properly now, and you could be 20, 30 years old. You need to definitely sit down, learn how to converse with people, conversate, that whole thing, and be fitted in more situations where you're around people that you're not going to a bar. Thinking about the bar is like the main place where people hang out. It's like, man, how do you socialize your life in that way where you're talking to people that isn't on the internet and actually meeting up with people in that sort of way. Also, stay hydrated. Drink your water, man. 8 cups, bro. Let's get it.
Yeah, bro. I got you, man. Don't worry. I got you with the water. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a great night. Bye bye. Bye bye. Goodbye. Get out of here. Bye.
That was Kenna, man. He's cool as hell. All right, so last caller of the night, we have Fox. Fox coming on. You're gonna spit us some wisdom, some last words. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I appreciate it. Fox, welcome to episode 13. You are the last caller of today. Is technology making us more antisocial? Do you got a question? I mean, do you got an answer for us today? Hello?
Yeah. My answer to this is no, because it's making us more social. So it's like easier. So 2 years ago, I met my girlfriend. I random.
Wait, can you come closer to the microphone? I can you're cutting in and out.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yep.
Okay. I met my ex-girlfriend through one day.
Actually, it's not better. Hello.
Damn.
It sounds like this. It's like this. It's like I met my ex-girlfriend. I'm just like, huh? Okay. Let's try this again. Let's do it slowly. Okay.
Is this better?
Okay. Talk again.
Okay, so.
All right.
I met my ex-girlfriend. So I was on her page. Oh, she likes action chair. I was like, what's your hair? And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. This shit's.
It
literally sounded like your internet exploded. That shit said. Yo, somebody gotta clip that, yo. Well, okay. I got an idea for you.
Yeah.
I got an idea for you. While we take the poll for the next question, what you can do is you can write your answer and I can read it out. Does that sound fair?
I'll do that.
All right, cool. So yeah, go ahead and do that. I'll get to it after we in the AILE questions channel. Got it? Hello?
I'm typing right now, sorry.
Oh, it's all good. All right, so yeah, I'll come back to it in a little bit. All right, so this is what we're going to do in the meantime. We're going to go ahead and vote on what questions we're going to do for what? Hello?
Hello?
You want to go, Foxy?
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it. All right, Fox, I'm going to drag you into the other room. All right. So I guess Foxy decided to come out and play today. Foxy, you got an answer for us today?
Yo, I'm nervous. I don't want to do it no more.
All right, too late. I'm starting your timer now. What you got for us?
Wait, mute the timer so I don't hear it.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so does technology make us antisocial? I think no. It just makes us socially awkward more than antisocial. Because as you said before, group meetings and talking online are social events. You know, whether it's in person, face to face, or online, you're still talking to somebody. You're still interacting, and so the internet is a much easier way to meet people that you wouldn't have in person because of distance, because it's easier to find people that have the same hobbies as you. Even just meeting people that literally you see every day. Like, for instance, I saw you at school every day, but I never spoke to you for years.
Yeah.
You leave and then I see you online, oh, look at us now 2 years later, and and you probably didn't know this, when we last year when I gave you cheesecakes when we met up, I was super nervous because oh my god, the first time I'm meeting him, And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? He's going to think I'm so weird. Blah, blah, blah. And then we met, and you're like, oh God, no, he's the same goofball he is online. And so that was easy for me because
yeah, I'm lame.
exactly, lameness me out. But for me, I'm definitely more antisocial in person. Like I can't even speak. This is why I don't talk. So I'm more antisocial in person. I don't talk to people. I don't go up to people and say hello. But here online, yeah, you guys probably think I'm a social butterfly because I talk all the time. One, because it's my job. Two, because hey, I like to meet people. Like, how you doing? You know. So technology definitely helps, but it definitely also kind of removes, like people were saying earlier, it removes that human element. So I think it's also good to, go outside, go meet people. You're not going to start a romantic relationship online and keep it on, hopefully, because you're not. I feel like you're not going to actually make a true solid connection until you look into each other's eyes, not through a webcam. Shit. Yeah, hold hands, whatever. I don't know, whatever all that romantic stuff is. I don't know about that. But yeah, so it definitely does make it just kind of like you wouldn't do what you do online in person. Like I just said, the social butterfly thing. There's, the negative side, the bullies, the keyboard warriors who will mouth off all. But when you come face to face, you won't say anything. Like kiss up to the person that you're talking crap to. And so that's kind of troubling to me. Like you see a lot these days, a lot of viral videos of fights, whatever. If you see people getting attacked, and what do you see most? You see the attack. You don't see anybody helping. Everybody else is around them, just taking video of the attack. Yeah, that, and then nobody's helping. There's that kid who got stabbed outside of a bodega, and he was right across the street from the hospital, and nobody helped him to the hospital. They just recorded him dying. And so that's sick. Like, people, come on, get away from your phones. Put down the phones for a second. Human being, you are a human being. Remember that. And you guys were talking about Amazon earlier. Did you know that they have have you heard of the Amazon grocery store in Seattle, where you literally just hook up your bank account to the Amazon app, and as soon as you walk through the door, it's tracking you. So it tracks what you pick up, and it's putting it in your cart, like negating it from your bank account. And it's just as you go, and all you have to do is walk out, and you don't have to talk to anybody. The only human workers there are the ones that are working in the back in the deli, and they just make the sandwiches and they put the sandwiches on the shelf. You don't have to talk to anybody. Only if you're buying alcohol, show your ID. But yeah, it requires zero interaction unless you have to get alcohol, or if something is out of stock. I don't know if there's a button like ding ding, give me some more chips, whatever. But yeah, give me some more chips. But so it's just like you less human interaction, and then you're just becoming numbers, ones and zeros, data for some big corporation instead of just talking to somebody, going through checkout. It's okay. Self-checkout is the beginning. Yeah, anyways.
I love self-checkout though. But I feel you.
Yeah, so it's just like, so technology, of course, it has its pros and its cons. And overall, for me personally, it's
all right. You were just on time too.
Oh, yes.
The timer was about to go off and I stopped it. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, shit. I mean, first of all, I didn't know that there was a Amazon in Seattle. That's one. Two, why would you be nervous around me?
It's not you. It's just because people hear me besides you.
So, because people hear you.
Yeah.
And three, that whole thing with like people loving to record things instead of being an active participant, I guess. Not a participant, but an active
engaging.
Yeah, like people would rather spectate than engage.
Yes.
I think that's the thing. And you're right about that. I see that a lot. Like there's a lot of video recordings, but not a lot of people that are on the camera doing something about it. You know what I mean?
Because they rather have the viral video and so they get all the like, do it for the gram, world star, all that, because that's gonna make them pop. That's a whole other story. Like just the whole hype thing and just the fake personas online and just trying to get all YouTube popular, kind of whatever.
Dog, that shit is crazy. What's up, you guys? It's your boy, Ali the Prodigy. Be sure to hit that fucking like button. Let's get 1,000 likes on this freaking...
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I just had.
And then you fart on stream for subs. It's disgusting the way people are just for the like.
Okay, all right. Are you done? Or are you finished?
The timer went off, so I guess I am done. But am I finished? Never.
Stop. All right. Well, do you have any parting words for the people of chat? I convulsed. I had a little seizure or some shit.
I guess, well, it's been a pleasure meeting all of you through the Discord. If Ali ever has a meet and greet in person, bet I won't be there. If I am there, you won't know it's me.
I'll tell you if it's her.
He won't, because he knows what will happen. Yeah, you guys are a great bunch of bright individuals. Some of you, some not. I won't call out any names because I'm not like that. Yeah, after the stream, there's a Roast Ali session in the voice chat. Feel free. I know you won't roast him in person, but you can definitely online.
All right. All right.
Yeah, follow my boy Ollie the Pro, Twitch, Instagram, Snapchat. Is there an app for porno?
For what?
Nothing. Thank you everybody for coming.
Hey man, you sure your mom didn't write that? Let me stop.
No, because we're not even in the same house right now.
All right, fine. Well, thank you for calling in, Foxy. Appreciate you. Everybody, give Foxy a hand. I'm gonna give her some applause. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. Gotta give her some claps. Some thigh claps, some booty claps, all of it. All right, cool. So I'm going to go into the on the air thing, and I'm gonna read off Fox's thing, and then we're gonna close this off and vote.
All right. I'll put up the link.
All right, cool. All right, you guys, go ahead and start voting for the next question now. I'm going to read Fox's answer. So, Fox said this. So, I believe it's making us more social. It helps us connect to more people. It helps us connect to more people more easily. For example, I met my ex on the internet. I randomly just messaged her, "What's your favorite anime?" And we just talked all night. She so happened to be moving 30 minutes away. Sorry, congestion. And we started talking more about Amazon. It helps disabled people get their groceries, so it's not all Mission Impossible. I've made hella friends through the internet. I found you through Shizzy's stream. I was able to get 3 dates in like the same week because of Tinder. I see you out here. I just feel the internet helps people be more aware of them, if that makes sense. Like Instagram is supposed to be an expressive of yourself through pictures, in my opinion. Like you're showing people who you are through pictures or whatever you post on Instagram. There was a big ass Pokemon Go event in my city when it first came out. Many people came to it. There was shops and everything. I talked to people because obviously we had something in common. Like my friend met his best friend through Final Fantasy 14. Boyfriend through Final Fantasy 14, and they've been together for 2 years. They're extremely happy. The only thing they hate is the distance, but they see each other regularly, like every year, twice. What internet is letting me do is talk properly without cutting out. Hey, look, I appreciate that answer. And I do think you're right. The internet, or technology in general, has given us an incredible ability to express ourselves in a way that we couldn't have years ago, and I'm honestly eternally grateful for that. I can't wait to see what kind of things develop from the future, because obviously this is going to keep going forward. We don't go back with these type of things. And yeah, man, like Honestly, if you were to ask me, I'd say that it has a way of bringing people together in a mysterious way. The internet works in a mysterious way. And that's honestly all I got to say. Thank you for your answer, Fox. So with that being said, you guys, that about concludes the episode today. We're going to go ahead and cast votes for what episode 14 should be of the Ali show. So right after we finish that, I'm going to get back to you. Let's reconvene in like 1 second. Here we go. All right. It looks like chat has voted for the next episode of Ali. So on Thursday, 8 p.m. PST, episode 14 of Ali, the question will be, is the friend zone real? I can't wait to talk about this one. It's gonna be good. Thank you guys for watching. If you're viewing this on YouTube, please don't forget to comment what your answer to the question of today was. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good shit. I will catch you on the next one. Stay beautiful and always ask questions. All right, that's it.